Maybe you looked at another woman today and immediately felt that you were falling behind. Maybe it was her face, her voice, her clothes, her confidence, or how easily she seemed to move through the world. And for one painful moment, your mind turned her existence into evidence against you. It told you that you should be further ahead by now, that you should feel more confident, that femininity should come more naturally, that everyone else received instructions you somehow missed. But you are not behind. And before this session ends, I want you to feel the difference between growing at your own pace and believing that you have failed. Stay with me for the next few minutes before deciding how you feel about yourself today. We are going to interrupt the comparison, release some of the pressure you've been carrying, and rebuild your confidence from somewhere more stable than a mirror, a photograph, or another person's opinion. You will not be asked to pretend that everything feels perfect. You will not be told to ignore what hurts. We are simply going to stop one difficult moment from becoming a verdict on your entire life. Place your phone face down when it is safe to do so. Let this be the only place you need to be right now. Sit or lie down in a position that does not require you to hold your body rigidly. Let your hands rest naturally. You do not need a perfect feminine pose. You do not need to look graceful while no one is watching. For this moment, your body is allowed to exist without being evaluated. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Do not force the breath deep into your chest. Let it arrive naturally. Pause briefly. Now breathe out a little more slowly than you breathed in. Again, breathe in, notice the air entering. Breathe out. Let your shoulders fall slightly. One more time. Breathe in without trying to improve yourself. Breathe out without trying to become anyone else. Notice where your body touches the bed, chair, or floor. Notice the support beneath you. You do not have to hold yourself together alone in this moment. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue rest. Soften the space between your eyebrows. Release your shoulders from the position they take when you feel watched. You are not performing right now. You are not being graded. You are not being compared. You are here. That is enough for the next breath. Feeling behind does not always mean that you are behind. Sometimes it means you have been measuring yourself with a scale that was never designed for your life. You may be comparing your private uncertainty with someone else's most confident moment. You may be comparing your beginning with years of practice that you never witnessed. You may be looking at a carefully selected photograph and comparing it with your reflection on a difficult morning. You may be asking yourself to learn everything at once: clothing, hair, voice, movement, confidence, social comfort, self-acceptance, and perhaps you have been treating all of those things as one test that you must pass immediately. That would exhaust anyone. There is no single moment when every part of femininity suddenly becomes effortless. Confidence often develops unevenly. You may feel comfortable at home and anxious outside. You may love one part of your expression and still feel uncertain about another. You may have a strong day followed by a difficult one. That is not failure. A difficult day does not cancel your progress. Uncertainty does not disqualify you. Needing time does not mean you're doing something wrong. Here is the thought I want you to hold. You are not late to your own life. Think about the last person who triggered comparison in you. Do not examine every detail about her. Do not build another list of everything you believe she has and you do not. Simply notice what happened inside you. Perhaps your chest tightened. Perhaps your mood dropped. Perhaps your mind immediately searched for flaws in your own appearance. Perhaps you imagined that everyone would choose her, notice her, or accept her more easily. Now, separate the person from the story your mind created. Her beauty is not a statement about yours. Her confidence is not proof that you have failed. Her femininity does not take anything away from you. There is no limited supply of softness, confidence, elegance, beauty, or belonging. You do not have to diminish another woman to protect yourself, and you do not have to diminish yourself because another woman is present. Take another slow breath. On the exhale, imagine releasing the sentence, "I should already be like her." Replace it with, "I am allowed to learn who I am." Again, I am allowed to learn who I am. Imagine that Aura is sitting alone in her bedroom early in the morning. Her phone is beside her. A few minutes earlier, she was scrolling through photographs of women who appeared completely confident. Each image became another reason to criticize herself. She looked at her reflection and saw only the distance between who she was and who she thought she needed to become. Now she turns the phone face down. The room becomes quiet. Morning light begins to reach the floor. Nothing about her appearance has suddenly changed. The change is smaller than that. She stops attacking herself. She stands and walks toward the window. She notices the warmth of the sunlight on one side of her face. She realizes that she has been waiting to feel completely certain before allowing herself to live. But certainty is not required for the next step. She opens the curtains. She does not promise to become perfect today. She makes a more useful promise. Today, she will not abandon herself. Imagine yourself standing near that same window. You do not need to see a perfect version of yourself. See someone who is still here, someone who has survived every day when confidence felt impossible, someone who has continued searching for a life that feels more honest, someone who deserves patience while learning. The future version of you is not standing at the end of a race, disappointed that you have not arrived. She is beside you. She is asking you to stop punishing the person who is trying to reach her. We will now move into the affirmation section. You do not need to force yourself to believe every sentence immediately. Let each statement be an option, not a command. Repeat the lines that feel supportive. Allow the others to pass without judgment. Keep breathing naturally. I am not behind in my own life. My path does not need to resemble anyone else's. I release deadlines that were created through comparison. I am allowed to develop confidence gradually. A difficult day does not erase my progress. I do not need to understand everything today. I respect the pace at which I am learning. My uncertainty does not make me less worthy. I can grow without attacking myself. I release the pressure to transform all at once. I am allowed to take one step at a time. My journey is not a competition. Another woman's beauty does not reduce mine. Another woman's confidence does not threaten me. I can admire someone without abandoning myself. I am learning to recognize comparison before it controls my mood. I return my attention to my own life. I give myself permission to be unfinished. Being unfinished does not mean being broken. I have already made progress that my anxious mind overlooks. I acknowledge how far I have come. I am not late. I am not disqualified. I am still becoming more comfortable with myself. There is no deadline for feeling at home in my femininity. My femininity does not require constant proof. I do not need to perform perfectly to deserve respect. I am allowed to express myself differently on different days. I choose what femininity means in my own life. I do not owe anyone a flawless presentation. My face does not need to look perfect for me to feel worthy. My voice does not determine my value. My clothing does not determine my legitimacy. My posture can relax. My movements are allowed to be natural. I do not need to monitor every gesture. I am more than the way strangers perceive me. I carry myself with increasing calm. I let confidence develop through experience. I am learning what feels authentic to me. I release rules that make me feel smaller. I choose expression over perfection. I choose comfort over constant performance. I trust myself to explore at my own pace. I can change my mind without betraying myself. I can try something new without demanding immediate perfection. My femininity belongs to me. Before we continue, notice whether your body feels even slightly different from when we began. Perhaps your shoulders are lower. Perhaps your breathing is slower. Perhaps one sentence reached the part of you that has been carrying too much pressure. Do not rush past that change. This next section is about being seen without turning every glance into a judgment. I am allowed to exist where other people can see me. I do not need to disappear to feel safe inside myself. I can enter a room without examining every reaction. Not every glance is a judgment. Not every silence is rejection. I release the habit of imagining what everyone thinks. I bring my attention back to the present moment. I feel my feet beneath me. I breathe before responding to fear. I can be nervous and still continue. Courage does not require the absence of discomfort. I speak to myself supportively in public. I do not turn one awkward moment into a story about my worth. I recover from discomfort with patience. I am learning to feel more secure around others. I can choose where I place my attention. I am not responsible for every person's opinion. I deserve basic respect without earning it through perfection. I let my presence become steadier over time. I am allowed to take up ordinary human space. I do not apologize for existing. I can leave situations that feel unsafe or disrespectful. My boundaries are part of my confidence. I trust myself to make thoughtful choices. I carry dignity even when I feel uncertain. I refuse to use my pain as evidence against myself. I speak to myself as someone worth protecting. I can acknowledge hurt without becoming consumed by it. I release shame that does not belong to me. I am not responsible for other people's ignorance. I do not need everyone to understand me. I deserve relationships built on respect. I notice who makes me feel safe and supported. I am allowed to seek encouragement. I am allowed to rest after emotionally difficult moments. Rest is not failure. Starting again is not failure. Changing direction is not failure. Needing reassurance is not failure. I can support myself without pretending to be invulnerable. I am becoming emotionally steadier. I am learning how to return to myself. My self-respect is stronger than one painful interaction. I refuse to let comparison decide the quality of my day. I choose one helpful thought at a time. I choose one manageable action at a time. I remain on my own side. Imagine yourself 3 months from now. Do not picture a completely different face or a body. Picture yourself responding differently. You notice comparison, but you do not immediately obey it. You have a difficult morning, but you no longer declare the entire day ruined. You enter a room and remember to breathe. You look in the mirror and see a person rather than a collection of problems. You wear something because it feels right, not because it passes an imaginary test. You speak and remain present instead of analyzing every sound afterward. You are not perfect. You are freer. Notice how that version of you carries herself, not because she has eliminated every insecurity, but because insecurity no longer controls every decision. Walk toward her. She is not disappointed in you. She remembers what this stage felt like. She knows how much effort it took to continue. She places one hand over yours and says, "You did not reach me by hating yourself. You reached me by refusing to give up on yourself." Let that sentence remain with you.
I do not have to hate myself into becoming confident. I grow through patience, practice, and self-respect. I am allowed to feel proud of small progress. I recognize the strength it takes to continue. My future is not determined by today's insecurity. I can begin again without shame. I can create a life that feels more honest. I can become more confident without becoming someone else. I release the belief that everyone is ahead of me. I release the belief that I missed my chance. I release the belief that I must earn the right to be myself. I belong in my own life. I remain curious about who I am becoming. I give myself room to grow. I give myself room to breathe. I give myself room to be human. Today, I choose not to abandon myself. Today, I choose one supportive action. Today, I move forward without rushing. I am not behind. I am here, and I am still moving. Take one final slow breath. Notice the surface beneath you. Notice the room around you. Move your fingers gently. Let your shoulders remain relaxed. Before you return to your day, choose one small action that respects the person you are becoming. It may be putting away the account that triggers comparison. It may be choosing clothes that make you feel comfortable. It may be drinking water, opening the curtains, taking a shower, or stepping outside for 5 minutes. Confidence is often rebuilt through ordinary actions, not dramatic transformations. You do not have to finish your entire journey today. You only need to remain on your own side for the next step. When this video ends, continue with the KarismAura morning confidence session shown on screen. Let it guide you from this emotional reset into the rest of your day. You are not behind. You are still here, and today still belongs to you.